Bitcoin, please go to moon. Stop going sideways now. Don't ever say we going down to 1K, but Mr. Novogratz say we have bottomed out, Novogratz is bullish. Bottomed out, don't ever rise is bearish.
Bearish target of 13 times there.
Novogratz is bullish.
Bitcoin could be at 40,000.
Let us go to moon. Bitcoin.
Good morning, everyone, and welcome back to another episode of the Crypto Morning Coffee. I got my coffee locked and loaded, ready to go, because we are going to talk about some very interesting news. I hope you guys are already here. I cannot see anyone, and I really need a haircut, but that's another story. So you guys for sure wonder why I have initiated with this song, and that's only because that is, I think, at least 5 years old Bitcoin song, and I think it, first of all, it's super funny, but we are going to talk about at least one person that is in that video. We are going to talk about crypto selling expansion. Today we are going to talk about a bearish scenario for the immediate short term, and we're obviously going to talk about the charts, about Ecomi and Veve in particular. And yeah, let's get this on, but all of that right after the intro. So good morning to all of you. I hope you are doing well. Make sure to smash up the like button right now for the Crypto Morning Coffee session. And yeah, I see Matt Huing is here. Yo, let's go. Let's go. What's going on? You guys can, if you want, become a rare hodler like the other guys that are minted here on the screen. That would be to support my channel. You know, we do not really take channel sponsorships, so all of these guys here behind me are the channel members. And yeah, with that out of the way, let's jump right into the topics. So first of all, this is why I pulled up the video, because I got reminded of it. So Galaxy Digital's Mike Novogratz is bullish on Bitcoin, and he says that Bitcoin ETFs will drive institutional adoption in 2024. So he thinks that basically that the approval of the ETFs is inevitable, and that the several ETFs is now not a matter of if, but when. So this fund manager was bullish at that time on Bitcoin when no one was, and now he is bullish on these Bitcoin ETFs and thinks that the next cycle is driven by that. And Justin says OMI holders are missing out on these gains, and this is very true. But let's see about OMI a little bit later. So the next one here is, when we talk about the general news, Robinhood is going to expand crypto trading into the European Union, plans to start a UK brokerage. That is also very interesting, because obviously we want these users to come into crypto, and we also will have here so to say more users coming in, which is why Robinhood is making that move. So they are betting on the bull run to come back and retail users to go in. That's how they make money. With an experienced team in place, we will soon launch brokerage operations in the UK, Robinhood said. As another step in global expansion, we are also planning to launch crypto trading in EU following our UK launch. So when we see the UK launch, we will also see the rest, but you can read the rest of the article by yourself. Way more interesting is this one here. So Bitcoin is showing a bearish signal as miners unload $175 million in BTC, says crypto strategist. And we see it here a little bit more. Obviously, the miners, they have to unload at some point because they have to fund their operations, right? So there's energy costs when mining companies like Marathon, they consume a massive amount of energy, and either they generate that energy by themselves or they unload it. There is at least 1 or 2 mining companies that are directly connected to a nuclear power plant. But no matter what, they have to at some point make profits also because they are stock listed most of the time. They have gone public, and some big investors, they buy crypto mining firms. So they have to unload at some point, but that dilutes the market, right? And that cannot happen anymore after the halving, because then they will earn less Bitcoin and have to double the energy output basically, which means that they cannot flood the market with more Bitcoin, which is why the halving is so powerful, right? So here we see a closely followed crypto analyst is issuing a warning saying Bitcoin just flashed a signal suggesting that a sell-off event may be imminent. Crypto strategist Ali Martinez warns that Bitcoin's Tom DMAC sequential indicator is pointing to a possible corrective move, and that is what we are anticipating from other indicators as well, this corrective move for Bitcoin. The TD sequential indicator traces a series of price points to signal possible trend reversals. So yeah, if that's happening, then obviously that could bring us back to 34,000 or 35,000. And we see here also the miner reserve has been going up by mining activities. The price has been going up, and as price went up, miner reserve dropped. So miners have already been selling into that price increase, right? So yeah, I think that's more or less it. We see a little bit more in the charts, and we have here Misha Vish says good morning, and also we have Felipe here. Good morning to all of you guys. Smash up the like button if you like the daily morning live streams. Let me know by smashing up the like button. Now here's a very important thing for you guys, and that is 26 altcoins have massive token unlocks in the coming week. Here is day by day, hour by hour list. And guys, if you're here, please let me know in the chat that you are here, because my chat is literally showing that it's like, for example, Justin says something, but my streaming software says there's like 0 people in here. So something went wrong with that one. So I have no idea if you guys are here or not. Other than Felipe and Justin, who just said something, but yeah. So 26 altcoins have massive token unlock. These are smaller coins. I know that some of you are invested in these coins. So I think this might have happened just this night, but maybe the sell-off did not happen yet. So just be aware. It doesn't mean that you have to sell off your altcoins, obviously, with this. But here, for example, games for a living. We have talked about this in the analysis on this stream. Oh, it's extremely laggy, you're saying. So that could be a reason, but why is it so laggy? Okay, understand. Okay, that could be a reason. Okay, what can we do about this? Is okay, I don't receive any notifications from... Can someone confirm this? Because then I have to do about it, do something about it if it's so laggy. Yeah, let me check here also, maybe from the phone, if this is on my end. If it's on my end, we need to fix it, and I don't know how, but yeah. how can I see that? Let me know, guys. Let me know if it's laggy or not or whatever. Super. Okay, it's better now. Okay, so nevertheless, I'm going to check that here quickly on the side. So no matter what, let's talk about this while I check it. There is a 51 million market value, right, for Games of a Living, and the amount of token unlocked is $8.11 million, 15% of the entire market cap, and that was yesterday at 3 in the night. The question is, if this is another time zone, which I believe it is, because this is not adapted, then it could be also that the token unlock is still in front of us, depending on the time zone. So for example, if this is 3 p.m. ES, 3 a.m. no, yeah, 3. I don't know which one it is, but no matter what, it could be behind us or past us, right? Probably past us, because there's no 3 p.m. nor a.m. anymore on the 13th, or is there? Yeah, so the 13th is just now. So if it was 3 a.m. EST, it would be still in front of us. So the token unlock is coming in probably today. Yeah, so look at this. And 15% of the market cap is no joke. And then the other ones are Deporator and White Bitcoin and Centrifuge, RSS3. And usually, this is not the problem, right? There's no need to sell a coin with 0.76% of token unlock, but 21%, for example, of the entire market cap is quite a dilution. So here we see it: UXD protocol, Economy, artificial liquid intelligence, Nakamoto games, my neighbor Alice only 2.5%, and so on. So you see, if you have a gambling basically position in these coins, it's worth to look out for these unlocks. For example, here Ecoverse, 26%, right? This could result in a massive sell-off, in a bigger dilution of the thing, whereas 1.2% of Uniswap would then logically in the maximum result in a couple of percent sell-off, right? And then the graph 0.78, super rare, oxygen, Lido, and so on. So yeah, just be aware that this is happening. I think it's super important to know about these things. Now, let's talk about our main topic here, and let me know also the altcoin picks that you have right now. Justin has put on Myria, Veracity, and Jasmine. Justin, what do you think? Which one is your favorite of those? And the others, please let me know your altcoin picks, because I need to know more altcoins in case there is a pullback where I put another couple of dollars in. But that said, so no matter if there is a pullback or not, which could definitely happen here at this green, so to say, middle trend line, we have this here: October and Pumpvember are just the beginning. So this is what we are going to say and see. And then from here we have hundreds of days, between 600 and 700 days of bull market in front of us, which is the reason why I named today's stream like that. Okay, and guys, please let me know if it's still laggy, because people are coming in and dropping out. I don't know if YouTube has a problem once again. We saw this at some point, so I will check this here a little bit, but it doesn't look like it on my end, at least. So yeah, that is happening. And then here, this is very interesting. So this is the time frame to this chart, right? So for example, we have here bullish cross of EMA 21, SMA 20 in the altcoin chart. Yeah, so here we see it. The blue and the purple line, they whenever they bearish crossed, we had the bear market in the altcoins, and whenever they bullish crossed, we have the the upswing, and then we have a bearish cross bear market, and now we have the bullish cross. There must be an altcoin upswing coming. The question is, because this is a monthly chart, will we have a quick shallow sell-off, or will there be more? Felipe says, it's okay for me now. I had problems just at the beginning of the stream. Oh yeah, thank you for letting me know. So it is important to know about this. Trucking hang, let's truck and go. Yeah, great photo there that you had. I retweeted it, trucking hang with the Omi truck. But so a backtrack, a little bit of a retrace would be cool, so that we can still get a little bit lower into these altcoin positions that we want to build. But it could be that the rocket is going on and leave everyone behind now. So I really think that we are in the latest stages of the possibility of getting some altcoins. We have seen massive pumps. I've put out a video yesterday about 5 altcoin picks that are ready to break out right now, that are for the medium to short term maybe. With one secret absolute degen pick, so make sure to check out that video if you want to know about these picks. But yeah, so what does it say here? Once this cross happens, and it only happens really one time, we have a massive altcoin rally in front of us. So in 2016 to 2018, the bull market lasted 731 days from this moment, and in 2020 to 2021, the bull market lasted 670 days from that moment. And that was probably just shorter because the cross happened. The cross happened before the COVID crash, but then the COVID crash made this basically go probably a little bit shorter here from where the uphill rally was. But overall, we have about 700 days of bullish price action that has just begun. So the first 30 days have passed, but we're still so early on this move. So I think it's time to pack the bags. Obviously, still cautiously, there can always be another sell-off happening, right? So yeah. That is definitely a warning there. There can be a sell-off happening. People will get scared once again when prices dump, especially when Bitcoin dumps and the altcoins bleed hard, right? So that can happen. Bitcoin still will get dominance over the altcoins probably once it runs. But right now it seems that Ethereum might be the one to be running, as I outlined in that altcoin video. Now, also this one here, Bitcoin has entered the parabolic phase just now, or is about to enter. So you see it here at the we are here. Yeah, we had this uphill run, and now we are just about in the next, with the year's end, more or less, with the end of this month, we are about to come into the parabolic phase. And there is a little bit of you see this here in the previous bull run, and also in the run before, that there is a pullback just before entering the parabolic phase. So here's a pullback, and then we enter the parabolic phase, and we did not really have this pullback just yet. So together with the minor selling off before year's end, maybe also to have the balance sheets nice and clean, together with tax harvesting and so on, there could be a sell-off just before the final rally. But we don't know exactly when it is, and it's super hard to time, right? So that is also important to see. Then I think it's interesting to look a little bit back at the time capsule. What really happened with Bitcoin. This is from 2010, July, and here in the forum, in this forum, it was asked, how many Bitcoins do you own? Let us know. And basically he says, I have only 600 Bitcoins, virtually all generated last week. I missed the bus. He says he just generated 600 bitcoins in 1 week at that time, and he thinks he missed the bus. I'll be buying some soon. I can get around 2,300 kilo hash, or I don't know what that means, on a 4 CPU Windows Server 2008 VM in Hyper-V. And so on. So it's super funny. And I'd lose my current income as well. Okay. So someone commented, super funny, poor guy probably has to sleep in a mansion now. But if he didn't sell off, obviously. But it's very interesting to see this. Why did I pull this up? Because it shows you where you can, if you're investing in a project or coin that is worth investing in the early days, and you just have a little bit of patience, it shows you where you can be. You can have the feeling that with 0.1 Bitcoin, 10% of a Bitcoin, that you've missed the bus. But what about in 10 years, for example, right? What about when so many people took profit on their Bitcoins, and actually many people, obviously there are the Michael Saylors of this world that are sitting of hundreds of thousands of Bitcoin, but these institutions will have larger positions, obviously. But look at what, for example, if 0.1 Bitcoin is $10,000 or $20,000, it will be very hard to afford 0.1 for the majority of people in the future. And they will also shy away from this. And it will be the new goal to get 0.01, which is then only $1,000 of Bitcoin. So people will get into that, right? So very interesting, in my opinion. Then also this one here, we will, I want to show this video to you. So let's watch it, this 50 seconds clip together here. And I will mute myself during that clip.
This one time, Bitcoin went from 6 cents all the way to 36 cents, and then it crashed down to 21 cents. And then another time, Bitcoin went from 85 cents all the way to $29, and then it crashed to $3. And then another time, Bitcoin went all the way to $213, and then it crashed all the way to $70. And then another time, Bitcoin went all the way to $1,100, and then it crashed all the way to $239. So the moral of the story is, don't buy Bitcoin, because you know it's going to crash again.
So this is super old, but the conclusion of him is that Bitcoin is not worth buying because it's crashing all the time, right? So yeah, I just thought that we can take a little bit of a retrospective here today with all of that stuff on Bitcoin and on altcoins and everything. So let's look at this at the charts a little bit. So actually, after the dollar had rallied a little bit, it is correcting now. We will see, but overall we are in a downtrend that seems to accelerate. Question is, we have broken back above this, if we will continue to rally for the DXY once again. Obviously we want to see the dollar basically crashing, and we had seen before in the Nasdaq that we were rallying once again. So we will see if this continues. There is some economic data coming in, just to say this right away. On Tuesday there will be a CPI, right? And this will influence this price or this dollar movement. So if the CPI comes in scary, meaning that it's not retracing or it's going even up higher than expected, then we can expect this to fly. Whereas if CPI comes in good and basically says for the Fed to stop the rate hikes, then this is very likely to collapse, and then we will have another rally. So we will see, but CPI is next Tuesday. Thomas asked when Binance, for what? For Ecomi. Yeah, we will see. So next one up here is our Bitcoin chart. Let's look at Bitcoin. So Bitcoin is, okay. So Bitcoin is, yeah, it has broken out of this falling channel, and it's now, basically it's now retesting the upside of this falling channel, rising channel I meant. Yeah, it's retesting the upside of this rising channel right now, and it could go higher from here. Although we have said that probably there is sell-offs from the miners, as we have seen in the beginning of the stream. That doesn't mean that they are offloading it right away, and that doesn't mean that they are selling hard into the market as they have done in the bear market. So we are not entirely sure if we cannot do another spike up from here or another test on this 38,000 and maybe even go above it, right? So we are severely overbought at the moment, but this doesn't mean anything anymore in a bull run, right? So it only means that we are at some point due a correction, but you can see, for example, we were also severely overbought here. We cooled off a little bit and just went for another one. So technically we could also say that we are just forming another flag here. Maybe, yeah, not really. This is not really another flag. So, but yeah, this could be just, we retested here, we are retesting now once again. We could just go off again for Bitcoin. But the likelihood of a sell-off for Bitcoin is getting higher and higher and higher the more we are overbought here, or in overbought territory. Let's look at the weekly as well. So this is the first time that the weekly has actually flipped, yeah, just opened a new week, that the weekly has flipped red. And also on the weekly, we are severely overbought. And every time that we were severely overbought, yeah, on the weekly, we have actually retraced, yeah, before. So let's look at this a little bit more. There we go. So this is our first pre-bull run. Oh, hey, Green Lantern, what's going on? This is our first pre-bull run area where we have been overbought, right? So this was also, or this was in July 2019, and we had been overbought here, and afterwards we did a longer correction until we are coming out of this and went on to our parabolic move in the end of the year. So we might be in a same or in a similar spot. We might be at the end of our out of bear market rally. So if you consider the whole thing as an out of bear market rally, you could see a longer retracement here like this. And this would actually put us into April. Let me pull this here to the side. So here we go, right? So we can, we could see our retracement to here or even to here, yeah, and this is where the halving comes in. So there's really not many candles to be formed anymore, and we closed our next weekly that opened and closed above here. We closed it above the massive bull market support line. So this is bull market support, yeah, and we did not retest it yet. So all indicators for me are actually looking into, there could be a pullback, no matter how shallow it would be. It could also look like this, right? So it could look like this and then go. Yeah, we don't know. We're not sure yet. But the other side is that usually we have Pumpvember and we have then year-end Santa rally, so we could just keep rallying. Yeah. So there's a very interesting factor now, because everyone thinks that the Bitcoin ETF is just guaranteed, and the Bitcoin ETF is getting priced in at the moment. So this could be also something where we would say usually at this point we should have retested and maybe flagged out here, but we didn't. We just kept rallying because of all the news. And now, but I think overall, more likely than not, we are going to correct here. More likely than not, we are going to correct here. And also with the Ethereum ETF now, profit taking is flowing into Ethereum. I saw many of the big traders that are basically saying that they are rolling funds into Ethereum. And I saw that also with BlackRock and so on, basically BlackRock is telling institutions, hey guys, don't discard Ethereum. So maybe funds are flowing into Ethereum, altcoins are going to explode while Bitcoin is taking a breather. That is my most likely scenario. And if we look at this, I mean, why not, right? What we need to go parabolic again would be at least a little bit of a retracement to cool off these indicators and to go up once more, right, in April. So I think that is I'm pretty certain that at some point there will be this breather. And if this breather happens too quickly, it could rip down the altcoins and everything else as well, right? If it's shallow, then probably altcoins are going to fly. So we're not entirely sure about the direction of the market here, as you see, but I'd rather tell you that I'm not sure about what's happening than doing the completely opposite or the completely wrong assessment with certainty, right? So what is the strategy here for me? It's have funds ready in case that we have a stronger pullback. So for example, what was completely normal is look at the other bull run here. What was completely normal, let's take one of these pullbacks. So that was a 22% pullback, and then here we had a 16% pullback within it in 1 week. And then here, even though we were rallying, we had a 10%. So 10 to 20% pullbacks are completely normal. So from here, from the wick, because I measured the wicks as well, a 10% pullback would bring us, or 9% pullback would bring us back to this resistance. And a 20% pullback would bring us more or less back to the bull market support. So that would not be out of the ordinary at all if we get this type of pullback. It will make the FUDers though go one more I told you so. Bitcoin is collapsing when we retest our support here and come back into the next mega pump, right? But that pullback can also be a 5%er and just go until here and go back. But the reality is it either looks like this or it looks like this because of those resistance that are now going to be support. Yeah. So and it also can be, and this is the last word to this, that we rally a little bit more before we see that pullback, that type of pullback. But I'm pretty certain that at some point we just have to cool off here for Bitcoin. Bitcoin dominance is also finding support here. And I think that's a good indicator, right? Okay, so that is the weekly. But let's look. Oh, that's the Nasdaq now. Nice. I had this on Bitcoin dominance, but doesn't matter because Nasdaq. I just wanted to show you this anyways. We had this. Here we go. We had this. This so to say triangle that broke down. We came back up and so on. Now we are flying and we are attacking these previous highs. And we really want to have the Nasdaq take out these highs to also have the markets fly, right? But that on the side. I wanted to go to Bitcoin D, BTCD, I think. Yeah, there we go. Bitcoin dominance. Here we go. So Bitcoin dominance is also on a major support. Yeah, and there are two scenarios, right? It bounces and flies, or it loses more and yeah, basically loses again. If the altcoin market rallies, so to say, Bitcoin will lose the dominance. Or you could see it vice versa, Bitcoin is losing dominance and altcoins are flying. My more realistic scenario, though, is that that Bitcoin, even on a pullback, can gain dominance. That's happening right now, actually, in a very short scale. Bitcoin is red, but you see the dominance green, so everything else is correcting more. So if Bitcoin suddenly corrects, but the altcoins correct harder, Bitcoin dominance can go up, and then Bitcoin starts flying and the altcoins are not flying as much, then it goes more up. So that is what we're reading, and it's all over the place at the moment because we cannot be certain. What we are certain is that the altcoin space has taken a massive, and again, I am at another coin, so it's trolling me right now. Let's go to the total market cap, crypto total market cap, but I want to total 3. There you go. So here we go. Total 3. Yeah, so as you can see here, we have been breaking out massively for the altcoin space, and we could also have a retracement here. Green Lantern, good that you say it. I will pull it up just for you once again. Have you seen this? There is because he said GFL, right? There is a unlock at 3, I don't know which time zone, today coming, of 15% of the amount of tokens, $8.11 million into a $51 million market cap of GFL token. So there could be a temporary sell-off. So I took profit on it, just to let you know. I took profit on it in case that it dips harder, and I will rebuy into it once the token sell-off has come to fruition, also with an eye on what we are looking right now. But Green Lantern says Naka, GFL, TET, SOL, Bitcoin, Injective, ADA, Ori, Ator, DNX, Hello Ocean, and Miria. A lot of altcoin suggestions here. And yes, if there is a pullback here, also to maybe retest onto this trend line and then fly, then we could have our perfect entry, right? So actually, I am looking forward to a pullback here. I hope that it's coming so that I can build up some of my positions. Yeah. So there we go. When Binance is not the right question, when utility and the right narrative for Ecomi team, it is. Felipe says, I would be careful with GFL at the moment. Yeah. Never mind, patient hodlers faster. Yeah, we'll do that together, right? And also, overall, Green Lantern says only $500 in GFL. Yeah, I had even less in it. I put $100 just for fun into GFL, so it pumped to $150. I took the 100 out again, and now there's a $50 bag sitting there. But if GFL corrects, for example, so it's a 15% dilution, right? So GFL should realistically, if people are starting to take profit from that unlock, GFL should be correcting 10 to 20% somewhere. And then I want to buy. So I would basically increase my bag by at least 20%. That could be a move for me to take, right? So, but that all here is still very, very bullish, right? So this retest could only go on this moving average. That could be a very shallow retest. We have to see that this is happening, right? Retests are going to be very, very shallow. But you guys want to talk about Ecomi, so let's talk about Ecomi here. Let's refresh a little bit. Surprise! It let me stay on this. So yeah, we have monitored this almost daily, right? This altcoin movement here on Ecomi. we have monitored this mega ABC correction, and now we are testing the top of the box of this accumulation zone, and we have been correcting lower than I expected. I thought that we might bounce off this moving average, but we've also discussed that there are one of the biggest whale traders, John Cryptos Therapy, thinks that we are going to grab the liquidity that is inside of this box. So let's see if he is right. We are severely oversold. Yeah. So if you are bullish on Ecomi, then this is the right time to place DCAs. If you are bearish on Ecomi, this is the right time to look what's happening. Overall, I think that if we are able to bounce here, which at the moment does seem very difficult because someone bought quite a bit of OMI at this point, but it was immediately sold off. Once again, we see this long wick here. But we will see this. So there's extensive selling volume, as we can see here in the volume chart, and we could have. There is a scenario where you drop into this buying zone, and I will show it to you in a second. We are going to use another chart to compare it. But overall, for now, there are several scenarios where this still stays bullish. First of all, if we are just trending up from here, and we form our next shoulder, they're still not invalidated. We are going to observe. We're not going to take any actions, and we are not confirming anything here. But if we were to complete this inverse head and shoulders, yeah, left shoulder, head, right shoulder, then we would have a very big upswing, right, from here. So the target for that is this point here. And this would be from an entry, if you would place a position here, betting on that, this would be 170% upside, right? I don't say that this has to happen because a pattern needs to be concluded before. If you would want to wait for the conclusion, it would be a 50% move once this gets confirmed above this mega resistance line, right, for OMI. Now, bearish scenario is we drop into this and we invalidate our head and shoulders, right? And then we start accumulating once again. This is actually not the ultra bearish one. And then we come up again, and then you would have something like this, double bottom, and the rest here doesn't matter anymore. Okay, so that is one. The next one would be a double bottom. Can actually also happen if you come back down here. Yeah, you have something like this double bottom scenario. It happened already. Let's look at one altcoin here, BPro. Let's see if we can find, probably, I think BPro, yeah. So I hope I can pull up the history of BPro where this happened. Give me a second here. I think it did not happen on. Did it happen on this exchange? There is a mega gap here on this exchange. I think it happened here. That's not it, I think. I have posted this before in the Rare Hodler group, but I can't find the right exchange. Let me see. BPro. I think it was before the bull run, and this one doesn't reflect the bull run. Maybe on KuCoin. What is this? Okay, that chart seems to be destroyed. Yeah, that doesn't do anything. So let me see here. BPro, can I pull this up? Yeah, there's not much for BPro. Maybe on, yeah, that's the TVL chart on DeFi Llama for BPro. Yeah, it must be here, but I think it was before the bull run, so we cannot really show it. But here we have it. We have a similar development once again, because actually, if you look at this right now, you see here's a bottom, and then we have a spike like Omi has. We have even an ABC, something like that, right? So ABC correction, and then we have a lower bottom there. So here we go, and then a pump, right? It didn't play out, but the same thing, if you look at the longer chart, happened before the last bull run to B Pro. So the same exact pattern, and that would be also a scenario that you could see when whales are playing the token hard, which is the case for Ecomi, that you could see something like this, like that it's building another bottom here, but we really don't want to see this level lost. So this level must hold, in my opinion. I really don't want to see that. I want to see a bounce here, and then there we go. Yeah, so let's talk a little bit about Veve as well, because I think with all the things that are going on in crypto, Veve actually is a little bit, doesn't get so much attention, the collectibles and so on, but they're holding quite good when we are considering that, for example, if my vault has literally not lost value since 2 to 3 months, I've not really been buying, and it's just stable now. That can mean that there is seller exhaustion, buyers also not buying anything, and that there is not so much going on. But we see here Veve is continuing to have the drops. They are continuing with the big brands. Sesame Street, actually very well animated collectible for the Sesame community, so to say, the couple of collectors that are there. And yesterday we had this drop here with a comic drawn stuff, a very weird drop in the sense of that you basically have to spend 150 gems to create this Ronin here. So you have to buy and burn 2 of the two of the other collectibles, so 1 of each, to get this Ronin here. Felipe says, the lower it goes, then it will be more and more difficult to reach all-time high again. I don't know if it will be more difficult, because the lower it goes, the less liquidity it needs to just double in price. I mean, technically, for a coin that has no utility, a $200 million market cap was way over the top, right? So that also means that the burns, as Energy says, are going to be extreme at these prices, if the burns matter. That we don't know exactly, but I think that if you still believe that there's something coming for Ecomi, then the market cap of Ecomi going lower and forming another chart pattern or so from where it can get an explosive move is not a big deal. So for example, if we would go down to $100 million market cap, literally means that that a whale with $1 million can buy 1% of the entire supply, right? Or of the circulating supply, if you look at the diluted market cap there. So I don't think that it's impossible just because it goes a little bit lower to reach all-time highs. I just want to have Ecomi to form a bullish chart pattern out of this, which we're observing for so long. Because technically we have formed a higher high here, and so I want to see in the macro also an uptrend from where we are forming something like this, right? To really get out here and to start pumping. And for that we need news, and to be yeah, the Ecomi token, if Ecomi is not on exchanges, then it needs to be talked about. That is basically what it is. And it's only being talked about when there is news and we see what's happening, how easy it is, what's happening if you, if you have news. Only the soft staking got Omi to pump 131% from bottom to the top of this move. A 130% move in a couple of days, yeah. So that can easily happen again. If we would go 100 and something percent from, so for example, if we conclude our pattern from here, it's 170% move, that will have another cool off then afterwards, right? For example, it could be you reverse here, retest, come back up, hit a head, break this, pump parabolic, come back, retest, and go, right? So possible, right? And also not out of the ordinary for a bull run as we want to see it, because these type of coins, they will do well, then they take a massive breather, then they go again. So yeah, this type of movement can happen. But obviously there are other coins that are at the moment playing the narrative and that are probably having bigger gains sooner. So there could be a play where you're saying, okay, let's write another coin, then roll it into Ecomi, which is what whales are doing all the time. They play Bitcoin and then they roll into Ecomi. Yeah, we see this oftentimes when Bitcoin is red, suddenly Ecomi is green, and when Bitcoin is green, Ecomi is going red. And we had seen that the massive, we had seen OKX, for example, to receive 2.3 billion of OMI tokens. So if that's sold off, I mean, even if we would have the liquidity, which is 700,000 US dollars per day liquidity, even if it was let's say it's 1 million, yeah, for math's sake, how many days of 1 million just positive liquidity do you need to absorb 2.3 billion Ecomi tokens, right? You need a hell of a lot more of liquidity. Yeah, so for me, it's just IDCA at these levels, and as Omicron says, if it hits 0005, I'll buy more, which is then the absolute lowest that we can get without turning bearish, which would be somewhere here. But that will, I mean, FUD and despair is at its highest at the moment. So yeah, it looks like more and more people are capitulating on this back move, right? And we know that in every coin, the objective of whales is to shake out weak hands. So certainly the Ecomi token can do very well if something is announced in Auxerre, which, or whatever the name of that city is, which is on the 25th of January. And that's definitely the time horizon that we should look at, no matter what happens to the price here at the moment, right? I mean, if it collapses hard one more time and goes to a new low, but they announce something really big there, then that would be the buying opportunity of a lifetime, right? I mean, imagine this goes, I don't know, to 000 to 000, where is it? 001 something. Imagine this would happen, right? It would be super small market cap suddenly. People would basically capitulate on that move, but it would also allow the people that are still believe in the token to buy. I think what would that be? 1 million OMI with $100. So that means, is it with 100? Yeah, right. It would be $1 million with 100 million tokens with $100. At the moment, you buy $650 buys you $1 million. So that would mean that $1,000 buys 10 million at the price level of that. So you really need strong conviction to buy at that prices, right? And it probably doesn't go to these prices anyways. But I'm just saying you could. So that would mean that with $20,000, you could catch up to Randy and Jordan Reese, technically, which would be absolutely massive and insane if that happens. And probably I would be degen enough to put $1,000 for 10 million just in case, right? If this happened. So a part of me wants this entry opportunity just for the case that they're announcing something like a whale capitulation event or something like that. On the other side, I mean, it would crush, I think, the rest of the faith in the token. Yeah. So then you really need proof of that something is happening for the token in order to save it. If that move would happen. But technically, it would be possible to drop Ecomi into the order books for the whales to drive the price down to such a level, right? To 0001 or something like that. There would be a possibility to do that. We will see. The more likely scenario is that we bounce from this level here in the next days. There could be some form of sideways movement here before we bounce, maybe with a little dip into that zone. Overall, I think more realistically is this, yeah. But who knows? Who knows? We could see everything here. Usually, the token is bouncing between overbought and oversold. Yeah, and whenever this happens, usually here is super weird because it's just this buyback. But usually, whenever this happens, we have a rally afterwards, and this rally obviously then needs to take out the next high in order to stay bullish. But that's it, guys. I don't know what happened in the beginning of the stream. Seemed to be a little bit laggy, but thank you all for sticking around. Make sure to smash up the like button. We have 15 people here watching. Smash up the like button as hard as you can to support the channel. Felipe says, the problem is that I just see Reese is defending the coin a bit on Telegram. It seems the rest of the team doesn't care about the coin at all. They just could tell a little bit more about the team. Yeah, I think so too. We want to know more about the blockchain team and really give it a little bit more time until January to hear something about it, because the blockchain team has apparently been hired only this year. So there must be something in January that we need news. Until the end of January, we need news. Otherwise, we have to mitigate risk, right? Omicron says, and also could sell earlier than them on the way up because their DCA is way higher. Yeah. Randy in the red until 004. Yeah, they have bought so much Ecomi at high prices. That is true. So technically, if that happened and you would make a massive move, you could bring down your average so hard. For example, my average is below 002 because I did not buy the entire way down. I only started buying at 001 again. But Charles Baptiste says, hey, patient, definitely done with OMI. Okay. I wouldn't discard it, but it's definitely a bit of a high risk. For me, it's the highest risk coin in the entire portfolio, in my opinion. And that's why I always defend that point of view on all the live streams, right? Yeah. Have fun in your hamster wheel today. Thank you so much, Felipe. Yeah, guys, smash up the like button once more before I go. prefer to be focused on real world assets. Yeah, true. So guys, wherever you are on the world, have yourselves a great morning, evening, day, night, or afternoon. I hope you enjoyed today's live stream. Stay tuned to this channel, subscribe to the channel for tomorrow's live stream, Crypto Morning Coffee. I see you all tomorrow. Bye.